As we already know, Meghan Markle went out for a little hike on Archofficial's 4th birthday. And again, if you ask me, the whole thing was made up. So, in order to prove that she had better things to do than worry about the biggest news story of the day taking place in London, that's why she put out that photo, come on. But there was something else I noticed. I noticed that no one else in that alleged hiking group is wearing the heavy duty footwear like Meghan was. Supposedly, it was only a 40-minute hike, so why in the world was she wearing shoes like she was planning to hike Mount Everest? I mean, a 40-minute hike? Now, I myself love walking. It keeps me in great shape. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm in great shape, but it at least keeps me from being in a wheelchair, I like to think. And I have friends who join me on these walks. And I don't believe that any of us would even think about putting on those thick socks and hiking boots just for a 40-minute walk. It makes no sense. She lives in California, in Southern California for that matter. But secondly, and perhaps most importantly, what strikes me as bizarre is that a mother goes out for a hike with friends on her son's 4th birthday. Who does that? Usually, mothers have to spend the whole day just getting ready for the party, or they want to be there to share that special time with their kids, to show them that they love them on their special day. It's almost like somebody forgot to remind that Duchess that she supposedly has at least one child. I mean, I guess it was so important for Harry to get back, right? Everything, and I mean everything that comes out of the mouth of those two is a big fat lie. Meghan should have had a birthday party for children with cakes and jelly, all of Archie's friends there with him so that he could really have a good time. That's, of course, if that poor little boy is real and if he even has any friends. Nothing about those two seems normal. And how on earth could Meghan go out for a hike wearing that fancy jewelry if it were Archie's birthday? How in the world can those children even have a life if they're real? It seems like the parents are never with them. Now, I have always tried to stand up for people who don't have a voice, children included. They didn't get to choose their parents, and I'm beginning to feel very suspicious about them at this point. Somebody also emailed me telling me that I needed to check out the children at some kind of child acting place in California where they allow children to participate in other people's homes. I'm not sure if this was just a troll trying to stir up some trouble or not, but at this point I am feeling a little curious, and I never thought that I would say that. The truth is, Meghan only shows us what she wants us to see. We're only going to hear something if she tells it. The truth is out there somewhere, and I do not believe it's what Meghan Markle and Harry are claiming. So this would have been the day after this alleged birthday party. Why in the world did Harry have to be in such a hurry to get back for that? Why couldn't he be late? There was no birthday party. Meghan went out for a hike with Marcus. I don't see how she could have possibly been planning a birthday party. I guess she couldn't have been bothered about it if Harry were there or not, because she was not even at home. And a source claims that Harry in fact did not return home to the nice pretend party and the fake children. Instead, he went straight to San Francisco to watch a polo game. And apparently nobody accepted. So Meghan went on a hike and Harry went to San Francisco for a polo match. That's the same thing that he did last year for Archofficial's birthday party. I'm seeing a pattern here. So in spite of insisting that Archie's birthday was a lot more important than that coronation, how in the world could Meghan not be with her alleged son for his most important day? She left him at home and went out on a hike with her bestie Marcus. And then Harry acted like he just had to leave right after the ceremony from the Abbey so that he could be able to spend a little bit of time with Archie, but he didn't do it. I guess the polo was a lot more interesting. He is such an idiot. And I'm sure the fake kids didn't miss him because they were probably with their real parents. And Meghan didn't miss him because her boyfriend was there. And they and the staff went off for those fake photos dressed in a bizarre array of hiking gear. Nothing with a narcissist is ever normal, though. Everything's bizarre, everything is the opposite of what a normal person would expect. Now, according to the news, Meghan made a lemon cake for Archofficial's birthday party. It didn't include any information at all about the child, though. It has to all be about her. And by the way, who in the world makes a lemon cake for a 4-year-old's birthday party? What kind of torture is that? And does anybody out there even know for sure that that is the right birth date? Or is this just another of their stunts? So we can count this among the long list of reasons that I don't have interest in them any longer. There are just too many lies. I'm pretty sure everybody realizes those hike photos were just a PR setup to get attention. Why would we expect any less at this point? The kids are certainly still young enough to require naps, so I would assume that would be happening while Meghan was out, playing with her friends or whatever. And Harry would have gotten home pretty late. It's all just so strange. I'm also curious about how these two are going to keep this web of lies going. It can't work forever. And the truth about the invisible kids is going to come out eventually. Parents of children want to spend as much time with them as possible, but nobody ever sees Meghan and Harry with any kid stuff. No toys, no nothing. And any photos that we see are those strange, vague ones taken by an official photographer and obviously staged and photoshopped. And when it comes to Meghan, well, her actions do not fit with her much verbalized claim that her kids are the most important people in the world to her. Now, as a mother, I do understand that feeling. I have so much love for all my children. But when my children were young, when they were under 5 years old, on their birthday, I made the whole day about them. That's what they want. From the minute they woke up, they were getting extra kisses and celebratory hugs and special treats too. And then when they went to sleep that night, they got the same. Because it was their special day, and children just love to be celebrated on their special day. What I certainly didn't do was go out for a pap walk with my friends, leaving my child to celebrate their birthday at home all alone. It makes me wonder if there really are any children, or if there are children, if Meghan always puts herself before them as well, especially considering that Harry had not gotten back from the coronation yet. So I guess supposedly Meghan went on that hike for the paid paparazzi the day after Archofficial's birthday. Now, allegedly, Archie enjoyed a homemade lemon cake for his birthday the day before that. Well, I just hope that little boy, if he's real, got to enjoy his day with some of his little friends around. Although chances are we're not going to find out until Netflix airs it for everybody on the Harry and Meghan reality show. You know, honestly, folks, at this point, I hope those children are not real, because if they are real, I feel so sorry for them. Can you imagine growing up in an environment like that? Nobody ever sees them out and about playing. Nobody ever sees them even going grocery shopping with their parents. It seems like they only go to school and then go right back home. They don't get to go out there and watch their father play polo. They don't go on walks with their parents through the neighborhood. They don't even get to enjoy a little bit of McDonald's every once in a while. Now, I'm not saying we have to see their kids' faces all over the papers every day. To me, though, it is bizarre that they have not been seen unless it's a planned event, like the 4th of July parade, for example. Honestly, it could be that nobody really cares, so nobody's taking photos and nobody's talking on social media about it. And those coordinated images are done to try to put the kids more in the spotlight. Or could it be that the parents are just so incredibly paranoid that they refuse to take their kids out anywhere unless they absolutely need to? Or perhaps they're just not very involved in their lives, so it doesn't really occur to them to go on family outings like a normal family. Of course, this is all just conjecture on my part, but then again, if they are real, I do feel sorry for those invisible kids. And I find it astounding how Meghan and Harry will do absolutely anything they think is going to keep them relevant. They don't take photos of those kids if they're real and post them. Now, Catherine, she's a perfect example of a balanced mother. She takes photos of her 3 gorgeous children and we get to see them, and boy, do we adore them. Meghan has always wanted to be more important, and she's always wanted to outshine the royal family, so it looks like she's missed the boat there. Meghan would have to arrange for the media to do it, and she could pretty easily do that all by herself. We hear about Archofficial's 4th birthday party, but we see a photo that was taken when he was about 1 year old. It doesn't make a bit of sense. Meghan wants titles for those kids because she believes the titles will keep her relevant, and she wants fame and fortune, but her kids are still invisible. And if they're in the line of succession to the throne of the UK, then I think the public would really like to see who those kids really are. As I said, Meghan could easily take a photo and she could easily post it. It's no wonder that people wonder if they're real or not. Harry and Meghan also claim that they want their kids to enjoy privacy and to have a normal life, and that's the reason that they never show their faces. But they're more than happy to sell images of their children to Netflix. I do wonder if they're being kept out of sight thanks to contractual ties, perhaps. And I think at the end of the day, money is the most important part of taking titles for those kids. That is the reason that Meghan is so desperate to hang on to her own title. And I don't really feel that about Harry. He's always had a title, and he probably thinks he deserves those titles because of the family that he was born into. Whatever the reason for all this nonsense, what I can tell you for sure is that if they are real, those kids do not have a normal life. At least not what most of us would consider to be normal.